A major hurricane is barreling toward Florida.
Up to 180 miles per hour.
And it's a Category 5, which is something that I've never heard a Category 5 actually coming onto land, but it looks like it's going to.
This is Florida, spanning approximately 66,000 square miles. It's the 22nd largest state in the U.S., but its impact goes far beyond its size. With a population of over 22 million, Florida is the third most populous state, trailing only California and Texas. Known for its vibrant beach culture, endless coastline, and laid-back lifestyle, it's no wonder that the saying, "life's a beach," resonates deeply with the Sunshine State's spirit. Economically, Florida is a powerhouse. With a GDP of over $1.6 trillion, it has the fourth largest economy among U.S. states, trailing only California, Texas, and New York. Tourism is a major driver, with iconic attractions like Walt Disney World, Universal Studios, and the pristine beaches of Miami and Clearwater drawing in over 130 million visitors each year. Florida is also known for its unique geography, with the longest coastline of any state in the continental U.S., stretching over 1,350 miles. From its rich cultural heritage, influenced by Spanish, Cuban, and Caribbean traditions, to its booming retirement communities like the Villages, Florida offers something for everyone. In today's video, we're going to share some surprising facts about Florida that you may have never heard before. We invite you to watch this video until the end to discover the fascinating truths about the Sunshine State. Number 11. AI versus hurricane. Hurricane Helen struck Florida on September 26, 2024 as a Category 4 storm, with wind speeds reaching 140 miles per hour. The hurricane made landfall near Perry, Florida, causing significant flooding, infrastructure damage, and displacing thousands of residents. Storm surges of up to 15 feet were reported in the Big Bend region, marking Helene as one of the most devastating hurricanes to hit the area in recent history. The storm's effects were felt across multiple states, eventually weakening as it moved inland. After Hurricane Helene's devastating impact, Hurricane Milton followed swiftly, unleashing further destruction across Florida. The state, already reeling from Helene, now faces new challenges as Milton continues its path of destruction. U.S. President Joe Biden said Hurricane Milton caused an estimated $50 billion in damage as it slammed into Florida, triggering flooding and destruction, and killing at least 16 people. The United States regularly faces the destructive force of hurricanes, such as Hurricane Katrina in 2005 and Hurricane Harvey in 2017, both of which caused catastrophic damage. However, this time, authorities implemented innovative technology to combat the aftermath of hurricanes. Maven is an advanced tool used for data analysis and decision-making, integrating information from numerous sources with the help of artificial intelligence and machine learning. Initially developed by the Pentagon for military use, Maven was designed to analyze geolocation data and satellite imagery to identify potential targets. The response to Hurricane Helene marks the first time Maven was deployed in a non-combat scenario, where it proved crucial in assessing the damage and improving response efforts. Defense officials explained that Maven enabled data from hard-to-reach or communication-limited areas to be transmitted directly to FEMA's systems, enhancing situational awareness. This allowed for quicker distribution of supplies and support by automatically highlighting critical information for decision-makers. Previously, the military had utilized similar systems for disease tracking during the COVID-19 pandemic. Now, Maven's operators are looking to refine the system for future natural disaster responses and other national emergencies. The Army is using its Maven Smart system to provide responders with the information needed to make quick, on-the-ground decisions, such as where to send medical supplies or how many truckloads of water to take into certain storm-ravaged areas. Maven's deployment during Hurricane Helene highlights the growing role of artificial intelligence in disaster management, significantly enhancing the speed and efficiency of response efforts. As AI systems like Maven evolve, their ability to analyze vast amounts of data in real time will become increasingly critical in mitigating the effects of natural disasters. This shift signals a future where technology will play a central role in safeguarding communities and ensuring faster recovery from catastrophic events. The Hidden Discovery team wishes all those affected a swift recovery and hopes they can return home soon and overcome this challenging time. Now, let's move on to our next fact. Number 10. Cape Coral's Venice. Cape Coral, often referred to as the waterfront wonderland, is a city that seems to float on water, with more miles of canals than Venice, Italy. Nestled on Florida's Gulf Coast, Cape Coral began as a dream in the late 1950s, when two visionary brothers, Leonard and Jack Rosen, saw the potential in a stretch of swampland. With a bold plan and a lot of determination, they transformed the land into a paradise for those seeking sun, water, and a slice of the good life. The Rosens had a grand vision to create a water lover's paradise. They began by digging canals, creating a labyrinth of waterways that would not only serve as stunning scenery, but also provide direct access to the Caloosahatchee River and the Gulf of Mexico. By the 1960s, the city was attracting families, retirees, and boat enthusiasts drawn to the promise of a waterfront lifestyle. The early days were filled with optimism and growth, and Cape Coral quickly became known as a community where every home seemed to have a dock and a boat ready to set sail. What makes Cape Coral truly special is not just its waterway network, but the sense of serenity and connection to nature that permeates the city. Sunsets in Cape Coral are legendary, with the sky often painted in shades of pink, orange, and gold, reflecting off the calm waters of the canals. Manatees and dolphins are frequent visitors, gliding through the canals as if they too have come to enjoy the peace of this unique city. For many residents, there's nothing quite like sipping a morning coffee on the lanai, watching the boats drift by, or casting a fishing line from their backyard. Residents of Cape Coral love their city for its laid-back charm and outdoor lifestyle. With an average of 355 days of sunshine a year, there's always an excuse to be outside, whether it's boating, fishing, or simply enjoying a leisurely bike ride through the city's many parks and nature preserves. One of the greatest draws of Cape Coral is its strong sense of community. Annual events bring neighbors together, creating a close-knit feel despite the city's growth. The city's many clubs and activities, from boating and fishing clubs to golf and pickleball, offer endless opportunities for socializing and staying active. For example, the Cape Coral Festival of the Arts showcases a diverse range of artistic styles and mediums, appealing to a broad audience of art enthusiasts. The types of art represented at the festival include paintings, sculpture, jewelry, ceramics, pottery, and many others. The Cape Coral Festival of the Arts allows attendees to interact with the creators, learn about their processes, and purchase original art directly from the source. Cape Coral is also a haven for those seeking a slower pace of life without sacrificing amenities. Its laid-back vibe contrasts beautifully with its modern conveniences, from excellent healthcare facilities to a wide array of dining and shopping options. Many residents will tell you that Cape Coral feels like a perpetual vacation, a place where the daily grind melts away in the warm Florida sun. For those who call it home, Cape Coral is more than just a city. It's a lifestyle. It's the joy of living by the water, the comfort of a welcoming community, and the simple pleasure of sunny days spent outdoors. It is so good here that you can never leave it, even for the real Venice. And now, a little question to entertain you. Which dessert is the signature treat of Florida? A. Key lime pie. B. Maple bacon donut. C. Deep-fried Oreos. D. Peanut butter banana bread. Write your answer in the comments and watch this video till the end to find out the truth. After all, Florida is rich in incredible places, and we will tell you about a special one in the next fact. Number 9. Palm Beach. Exactly opposite Cape Coral, 3 hours away on the Atlantic coast, sits Palm Beach, a natural 18-mile-long barrier island, physically separated from the mainland, but connected to it by 4 short bridges. The story of Palm Beach begins in the late 19th century with Henry Flagler, the Standard Oil founder, often called the father of Florida. In the 1890s, Flagler built the Florida East Coast Railway, opening the once remote region to the rest of the country. But he didn't stop there. Flagler saw the potential of the lush subtropical landscape and decided to create a luxurious resort community that would attract America's most affluent families. He built the Royal Poinciana Hotel, one of the largest wooden structures in the world at the time, followed by the grandiose Palm Beach Inn, which would later become the Breakers, a legendary hotel that still stands today, known for its Italian Renaissance architecture and world-class service. Palm Beach quickly became synonymous with wealth, attracting titans of industry, Hollywood stars, and socialites. It was the winter retreat of the Rockefellers, the Kennedys, and the Vanderbilts, and soon developed a reputation not just for luxury, but also for exclusivity. The island's iconic Worth Avenue, often compared to Rodeo Drive or Fifth Avenue, became a mecca for high-end shopping, featuring designer boutiques, art galleries, and gourmet restaurants. Even today, Worth Avenue remains a symbol of Palm Beach's timeless glamour, lined with Mediterranean-style architecture and hidden courtyards filled with bougainvillea. Palm Beach's reputation for intrigue continued into the 20th century, as it became a favorite spot for America's political elite. The Kennedy family's winter compound on North Ocean Boulevard, often referred to as the Winter White House, was the backdrop for countless historic moments, including John F. Kennedy's final visit before his assassination in 1963. Today, the island is still home to celebrities, billionaires, and former presidents, adding to its mystique and allure. The town's Gilded Age mansions, some hidden behind high hedges and ornate gates, tell stories of old money and new, of lavish parties and private dramas. Mar-a-Lago, the lavish estate built by serial heiress Marjorie Merriweather Post in the 1920s, is perhaps the most famous of them all. Designed as a winter retreat with 58 bedrooms, the mansion was later transformed into a private club, known today as a residence and social hub for former President Donald Trump. Mar-a-Lago has been the setting for many high-profile gatherings, but it has also been the focus of legal battles and political controversies, cementing Palm Beach's reputation as a place where the line between paradise and scandal often blurs. For those who call Palm Beach home, the allure lies in more than just the luxury. It's in the lifestyle. The island's pristine beaches offer tranquil escapes, while the manicured golf courses and exclusive yacht clubs provide endless entertainment. Residents stroll along the lake trail, a scenic path that winds along the Intracoastal Waterway, offering breathtaking views of the West Palm Beach skyline. The town's dedication to preserving its natural beauty and architectural heritage ensures that Palm Beach remains as enchanting today as it was in its heyday. Florida fascinates with its history, luxury, and intrigue. But it's time to learn about other sides of this state that will definitely surprise you. Do not switch. Number 8. The Ringling Museum of Art. The Ringling Museum of Art, located in Sarasota, is a cultural gem that stands as a testament to the grand vision of one man, John Ringling, one of the greatest showmen in American history. The story of the Ringling Museum of Art begins in the Roaring '20s, when John Ringling was one of the wealthiest men in America. After amassing his fortune through the circus, he turned his sights to Sarasota, envisioning it as a cultural capital. In 1927, inspired by his travels through Europe, Ringling began construction on the museum, designed in the Grand Renaissance style, with pink-hued stucco walls and an inner courtyard adorned with classical sculptures and a replica of Michelangelo's David. The museum was meant to showcase Ringling's extensive collection of European paintings, tapestries, and decorative arts, reflecting his belief that art should be accessible to everyone. The Ringling Museum of Art is particularly renowned for its impressive collection of Baroque masterpieces, including works by Peter Paul Rubens, Diego Velázquez, and Titian. The museum's centerpiece is the Rubens Galleries, housing some of the largest canvases ever painted by the Flemish master. Yet the museum's history is not without its share of scandal and intrigue. After John Ringling's death in 1936, his estate fell into disrepair, mired in financial difficulties and legal battles. For years, the museum languished, with many of its priceless artworks at risk. The situation grew so dire that in the 1940s, there were rumors of plans to sell off the entire collection to pay off debts. It wasn't until the state of Florida took ownership in 1946 that the Ringling was saved, restored, and reopened to the public, preserving Ringling's legacy as both a collector and a dreamer. The Ringling is also home to the Circus Museum, a lively tribute to John Ringling's other great passion. Here, visitors can explore the rich history of the American circus, including original costumes, parade wagons, and even Ringling's private rail car, the Wisconsin. The Ringling estate also includes the stunning Ca de Zan, the Venetian Gothic mansion that John and Mabel Ringling called home. Overlooking Sarasota Bay, Ca de Zan, meaning House of John, is a visual masterpiece with stained glass windows, intricate tile work, and a grand terrace that seems to spill into the water. It's a place that tells the story of a couple who lived as grandly as they dreamed, surrounded by art, opulence, and the endless possibilities of the American dream. Throughout its history, the Ringling Museum of Art has been a place where high culture and popular entertainment intersect, reflecting the eclectic tastes and ambitions of its founder. It's a museum that invites visitors to not just observe art, but to engage with the stories behind each piece, the tales of artists, patrons, and the man who against all odds built a legacy that continues to inspire. Remember to subscribe to our channel so you can experience new hidden discoveries on our channel. And we move on. The following place has long been the home of a famous American writer and inspired him to write remarkable works. Have you guessed who we are talking about? Number 7. Key West Hemingway House. Born in 1899 in Oak Park, Illinois, Hemingway grew up in a comfortable but fractious family. In the fall of 1921, he married Hadley Richardson, 8 years his senior. But Hemingway's affair with fellow journalist Pauline Pfeiffer led to the collapse of his marriage to Richardson and their divorce in 1927. Writer and friend John Dos Passos recommended Key West, in the southern end of the Florida Keys. So, just like that, Hemingway found his way to Key West in 1928 after his marriage to Pauline Pfeiffer. They moved into a Spanish colonial home, purchased as a wedding gift by Pauline's uncle. The house, built in 1851, sat on one of the largest lots in the city and was equipped to withstand fierce storms. Hemingway and Pauline restored the property, filling it with European antiques and personal touches like a writing studio and the carriage house. Here, Hemingway penned his works including To Have and Have Not. Key West became more than just a home. It was Hemingway's playground. He immortalized the island's characters and local haunts in his writing, mingling with smugglers and fishermen who inspired his stories. The town's laid-back atmosphere perfectly suited his lifestyle, filled with fishing trips, hard drinking, and spontaneous boxing matches in his backyard ring. Hemingway's second marriage began to crumble in the late 1930s, hastened by his affair with journalist Martha Gellhorn. He left Key West for Spain to report on the Spanish Civil War, eventually moving to Cuba with Gellhorn in 1939. Despite his departure, Hemingway's presence lingered in Key West, as his wife Pauline remained in their home until her death in 1951. The house, which was later sold by Hemingway's sons, now operates as a museum that remains almost frozen in time, offering visitors a glimpse into his boisterous life. The museum, a blend of art, history, and whimsy, draws visitors who wish to walk in Hemingway's footsteps. The writer's legacy is etched into the walls, gardens, and even the water fountains of the home he loved. It stands as a tribute not just to his work, but to the larger-than-life persona that made him an American literary icon. And we move on to the next cosmic and unbelievable fact. Number 6. The Villages. We all know that Disneyland is a paradise for kids, but the Villages in Florida is a true Disneyland for adults. What began as a small mobile home park in the 1970s has blossomed into the largest retirement community in the world, spreading across 3 counties with over 140,000 residents, all aged 55 and up. But this isn't your typical quiet retirement spot. It's a vibrant, bustling town that captures the spirit of fun, freedom, and endless possibilities. The story of the Villages began with Harold Schwartz, a Michigan businessman with a vision to create a place where retirees could live out their golden years in style. Schwartz partnered with his son, H. Gary Morse, expanded his father's dream into a sprawling community filled with golf courses, town squares, and an array of homes to suit every taste. Today, the Villages boasts over 50 golf courses, making it one of the top golfing destinations in the U.S., and it's all accessible by golf cart residents' preferred mode of transportation. One of the most captivating aspects of the Villages is its sense of community. With over 3,000 social clubs, there's something for everyone, from art classes and dance lessons to pickleball tournaments and theatrical performances. Here, retirees aren't just passing the time, they're exploring new hobbies, making friends, and embracing a lifestyle that's as active as it is fulfilling. The heart of the Villages lies in its 3 town squares: Spanish Springs, Lake Sumter Landing, and Brownwood Paddock Square. Each square has its own unique charm, complete with shops, restaurants, and nightly live music. Yes, every evening, 7 nights a week, you can find residents dancing under the stars, enjoying the sounds of live bands, and celebrating life with the energy of a community that never seems to slow down. Why is the Villages considered a paradise for retirees? It's more than the warm Florida sun or the endless activities. It's the spirit of the place. There's a sense of freedom and camaraderie that's hard to find elsewhere. Here, age is just a number, and every day is an opportunity to try something new, be it line dancing, water aerobics, or even forming a rock band. Residents often say that life at the Villages feels like a second youth. The community's motto, Florida's friendliest hometown, rings true in every smile, every wave, and every shared moment between neighbors. It's a place where retirees can rewrite their story, filled not with endings, but with vibrant, joyful chapters. The Villages embodies the ideal of a retirement paradise, where age is just a number and life's best moments are yet to come. And we move on to the next fact that embodies a paradise for those who are still working. Number 5. NASA's Kennedy Space Center. NASA's Kennedy Space Center, located on Merritt Island, Florida, is the heart of America's space exploration legacy. Established in 1962, the center quickly became the epicenter of the U.S. space program, launching missions that defined the space age. Named in honor of President John F. Kennedy, who famously declared the nation's goal to land a man on the moon before the end of the 1960s, the center was instrumental in turning that vision into reality. Kennedy's inspirational leadership and commitment to space exploration propelled NASA's ambitions and solidified the Space Center's role in history. The Kennedy Space Center played a crucial role in the Apollo program, including the iconic Apollo 11 mission, which successfully landed astronauts Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin on the Moon in 1969. The massive Vehicle Assembly Building, one of the largest buildings by volume in the world, was built to assemble the Saturn V rockets that powered these historic missions. Watching those rockets blast off from Launch Complex 39A, millions of Americans witnessed the triumph of human ingenuity and Kennedy's bold vision come to life. Throughout the 1970s and 1980s, the Kennedy Space Center continued to innovate, becoming the primary launch site for the Space Shuttle program. The first shuttle, Columbia, launched from the center in 1981, marking a new era of reusable spacecraft and making space more accessible. The shuttle missions conducted critical scientific research, deployed satellites, and contributed to the construction of the International Space Station, expanding humanity's presence in space. The Kennedy Space Center's ongoing work with the shuttle program continued until 2011, reflecting decades of dedication to pushing the boundaries of what is possible. Kennedy's dream of exploration didn't end with the shuttle program. Today, the Kennedy Space Center is once again at the forefront of space exploration, partnering with private companies like SpaceX and Boeing to launch the next generation of rockets. The Artemis program, which aims to return humans to the Moon and eventually Mars, represents a new chapter in NASA's journey, with the Kennedy Space Center serving as the launch pad for these ambitious missions. Beyond its technical achievements, the Kennedy Space Center serves as a living museum of space history, offering visitors a chance to stand where history was made. The visitor complex features interactive exhibits, including the Space Shuttle Atlantis, the Apollo Saturn V Center, and the Astronaut Hall of Fame, bringing the wonders of space exploration to life. Walking through the center, one can feel the echoes of past triumphs, the hum of innovation, and the enduring legacy of President Kennedy's challenge to reach for the stars. This place is a real Disneyland for astronauts and those interested in space, and we are moving on to a real paradise for children. Number 4. The Walt Disney World. Walt Disney World in Florida is more than just a theme park. It's a magical realm where dreams come to life and the spirit of imagination reigns supreme. Opened in 1971, the park was the culmination of Walt Disney's dream to create a family-friendly destination that went beyond anything the world had seen. Located near Orlando, it spans nearly 25,000 acres. Walt Disney World contains numerous recreational facilities designed to attract visitors for an extended stay, including 4 theme parks, 2 water parks, 4 golf courses, conference centers, a competitive sports complex, and a shopping, dining, and entertainment complex. Additionally, There are 19 Disney-owned resort hotels and one camping resort on the property, and many other non-Disney-operated resorts on and near the property. Designed to supplement Disneyland in Anaheim, California, which had opened in 1955, the complex was developed by Walt Disney in the 1960s. Walt wanted to build a new park because Disneyland in California was limited from expanding by the establishments that sprung up around it. The Florida Project, as it was known, was intended to present a distinct vision with its own diverse set of attractions. Walt Disney's original plans also called for the inclusion of an Experimental Prototype Community of Tomorrow, or EPCOT, a planned community intended to serve as a test bed for new city living innovations. Walt Disney died on December 15, 1966, during the initial planning of the complex. After his death, the company wrestled with the idea of whether to bring the Disney World project to fruition. However, Walt's older brother, Roy Disney, came out of retirement to ensure Walt's biggest dream was realized. Construction started in 1967, with the company instead building a resort similar to Disneyland, abandoning the planned community concept. Magic Kingdom was the first theme park to open in the complex in 1971, followed by Disney's Hollywood Studios in 1989, and Disney's Animal Kingdom in 1998. Roy insisted the name of the entire complex be changed from Disney World to Walt Disney World to memorialize his brother. Walt Disney World is also covered by a prohibited airspace zone that restricts all airspace activities without approval from the federal government of the United States, including the usage of drones. This level of protection is otherwise only offered to American critical infrastructure, such as the Pantex nuclear weapons plant or the Washington, D.C. In 2018, Walt Disney World was the most visited vacation resort in the world, with an average annual attendance of more than 58 million. This proves that Walt Disney World is not just a theme park. It's a living testament to the power of imagination and the joy of believing in the impossible. What about you? Have you ever visited Disneyland in Florida? Share your impressions in the comments. Don't switch. After all, we are moving to the next fact. Number 3. Tarpon Springs Greek Heritage. Have you heard of a town in Florida that produces sponges? How is it called? Spongetown? Sponge City? Sponge Angeles? Tarpon Springs is a city in Pinellas County, Florida, with a population of 25,000 citizens. The city is famously known as the sponge capital of the world and boasts a rich Greek heritage that has defined its character for over a century. The city's story began in the late 1800s when natural sponges were discovered in its waters, drawing Greek divers who brought with them not only their skills, but also their vibrant culture, food, and traditions. In 1905, John Kokoris introduced the technique of sponge diving to Tarpon Springs by recruiting divers and crew members from Greece. The first divers came from the Saronic Gulf islands of Aegina and Hydra. The sponge industry soon became one of the leading maritime industries in Florida and the most important business in Tarpon Springs, generating millions of dollars a year. The 1953 film Beneath the 12-Mile Reef, depicting the sponge industry, takes place and was filmed in Tarpon Springs. In 1947, a red tide algae bloom wiped out the sponge fields in the Gulf of Mexico, causing many of the sponge boats and divers to switch to shrimping for their livelihood, while others left the business. Eventually, the sponges recovered, allowing for a smaller but consistent sponge industry today. In the 1980s, the sponge business experienced a boom due to a sponge disease that killed the Mediterranean sponges. Today, there is still a small, active sponge industry. Tarpon Springs is not just about sponges. It's also a place of stories, scandals, and larger-than-life personalities. The town saw economic ups and downs, including a devastating red tide in the 1930s that nearly destroyed the sponge industry. However, Tarpon Springs bounced back, and its resilience became part of its charm. Famous figures, including artist George Inness Jr., called the town home, contributing to its cultural richness. Walking through Tarpon Springs feels like stepping into a different world, a world where the scent of the sea mixes with the aroma of Greek pastries, where the sound of bouzouki music fills the air, and where every sponge and statue tells a story of heritage, hard work, and hope. For those who visit, it's a chance to experience a slice of Greece in Florida, where the past and present blend beautifully by the waterfront. Number 2. Bok Tower Gardens. Bok Tower Gardens, nestled in the rolling hills of Lake Wales, Florida, is a serene and picturesque sanctuary that combines nature, art, and music into a timeless experience. The garden was founded by Edward William Bok, editor of the Ladies' Home Journal. After his retirement, Bok and his wife, Mary Louise Curtis Bok, spent the winter of 1921 in Florida, near the Lake Wales Ridge. The Boks were so captivated by the area's beauty that they decided to create a bird sanctuary to protect the land from development. Designed by renowned landscape architect Frederick Law Olmsted Jr., the gardens are a masterpiece of lush plantings, tranquil ponds, and winding paths, carefully crafted to highlight Florida's native flora. Towering oaks, colorful azaleas, and delicate camellias create a stunning backdrop, while playful water features and artful stonework add to the sense of tranquility. At the heart of this living landscape is the majestic Singing Tower, an exquisite marble and coquina stone carillon that stands as a testament to both artistry and engineering. The tower's carillon, consisting of 60 bronze bells, plays ethereal music that drifts through the gardens, creating a peaceful ambiance that has soothed visitors for generations. The carillon recitals, held daily, are a unique feature of Bok Tower Gardens and have drawn musicians and enthusiasts from around the world. The melodies echo across the grounds, enhancing the sense of timelessness and wonder that defines this special place. Bok Tower Gardens is more than just a botanical garden. It's a testament to one man's dream of beauty and peace, a sanctuary where nature's artistry is complemented by the sound of ringing bells. Whether strolling along serene paths, listening to the carillon's haunting tones, or simply soaking in the garden's quiet elegance, visitors are invited to pause, reflect, and find inspiration in the harmonious blend of nature and art. Now, do you remember our question? Which dessert is the signature treat of Florida? A. Key lime pie. B. Maple bacon donut. C. Deep fried Oreos. D. Peanut butter banana bread. And the correct answer is A. Key lime pie. Number 1. Key lime pie. Key lime pie, a quintessential Florida dessert, is more than just a sweet treat. It's a slice of history that captures the spirit of the Florida Keys. Born in the late 19th century, this tart, creamy pie was crafted by resourceful locals who used what was readily available: sweetened condensed milk, egg yolks, and the tiny, aromatic key limes native to the region. Legend has it that the first key lime pie was created by Aunt Sally, the cook of Florida's first self-made millionaire, William Curry. But the true origins remain a delightful mystery. Regardless of who invented it, the pie's popularity quickly spread, becoming a symbol of the Keys' laid-back lifestyle and tropical charm. Today, key lime pie is celebrated as Florida's official state pie, and every bite is a tribute to the sun-soaked shores, turquoise waters, and the simple pleasures of island life. What makes key lime pie truly special is its perfect balance of flavors: a buttery graham cracker crust, a silky, tangy lime filling, and a topping of whipped cream that softens the pie's sharp citrus punch. The tiny key limes, smaller and more aromatic than the typical limes, give the pie its unique flavor, a blend of sweet and tart that refreshes the palate and conjures images of swaying palm trees and gentle ocean breezes. Though variations have emerged over the years, some add meringue, others use a cookie crust. The classic version remains a beloved staple, savored in restaurants, bakeries, and homes throughout Florida. For many, enjoying a slice of key lime pie is not just about the taste. It's a nostalgic journey back to sun-drenched vacations, afternoons by the sea, and the timeless allure of the Florida Keys. Beyond its deliciousness, key lime pie has inspired festivals, bake-offs, and even debates about the right way to make it. Some argue over the authenticity of using bottled juice versus fresh squeezed, while others are staunch defenders of traditional recipes over modern twists. But no matter the method, the pie remains a cherished symbol of Florida's culinary heritage, a simple yet extraordinary dessert that encapsulates the joy of island living. For those who have tasted it, key lime pie is more than just dessert. It's a connection to a place, a moment, and a way of life that is uniquely Floridian. Thank you for exploring the hidden corners of Florida with us. Write in the comments which U.S. state you'd like us to make the next video about, and check out other hidden discoveries on our channel.